You know that feeling, right? That sudden, stomach-dropping sensation of falling, only to jolt awake just before you hit the ground? We've all been there. But what if those bizarre nightly stories our brains cook up aren't just random nonsense? What if they're actually a window into how our brain works, holding secrets about how we think, feel, and even learn? Hello, and a very warm welcome. Today, we're about to take a journey deep, deep into the sleeping mind. This special discussion has been put together by the incredible experts at the Very Professional channel, and together, you and I are going to decode the amazing science of what really happens when we dream. So here's what we've got on the agenda. First up, we'll pull back the curtain on the brain's very own midnight movie. Then, we'll dig into why we even dream in the first place. We'll also see how the real world can sneak into our dreams, find out how you might become the director of your own, and finally, we'll look at the absolutely mind-blowing tech that lets scientists literally see them. Okay, let's dive right in with the big one. When you're lost in a dream, what is actually going on inside your head, and who or what is calling the shots? This is the question, isn't it? For centuries, people have wondered if dreams are just the brain's way of taking out the trash, or if they're full of profound hidden meanings. Well, the modern scientific answer is, it's a bit of both, and it's fascinating. So back in 1977, this game-changing idea came out called the activation synthesis theory. Here's the gist. During REM sleep, that's the really deep stage where your most vivid dreams happen, your brainstem starts firing off all these random electrical signals. Your brain's higher-level thinking part, the cortex, gets hit with all this chaos and basically tries to make sense of it. It's like a storyteller being given random pictures and desperately trying to weave them into a coherent plot. That plot, that's your dream. And you have to understand, this was a massive shift in thinking. For so long, the Freudian view was king. The idea that every single thing in your dream was a secret symbol, a coded message about your deepest desires. But modern neuroscience gives us a totally different picture. It suggests it's less about a secret code and more about a super creative brain just doing its best to build a story from random noise, pulling in your recent memories and feelings to flesh it all out. But hold on. If dreams are just a side effect of random signals, why do they feel so meaningful? Well, it turns out the brain's night shift is doing some absolutely essential work for keeping us healthy. While you're fast asleep, your brain is multitasking like a champion. For one, it's acting like your own personal therapist, helping to regulate emotions and take the emotional sting out of tough memories. It's also like a librarian, filing away important memories and getting rid of the junk. It might even be a threat simulator, letting you run through scary situations in a safe space so you're better prepared in real life. And sometimes it can even lead to amazing creative solutions to problems you've been stuck on. So here's a quick pro tip for you. Just think of dreaming as your brain's built-in therapy session. It's how it hits the reset button on your emotions after a stressful day. Research shows it helps process those difficult experiences so they don't feel so overwhelming. It's basically vital mental maintenance. Now, you'd probably think your dreaming brain is completely sealed off from the outside world, right? Well, that's not exactly true. Your senses are still kind of online, and sometimes reality finds a way to leak right in. Let me tell you about this wild story from a 19th century French scholar named Alfred Maury. He had this incredibly detailed dream that he was living through the French Revolution, was captured, and was about to be executed by guillotine. And here's the kicker. The exact moment the blade fell in his dream, he woke up with a jolt. And what did he find? A piece of the headboard on his bed had come loose and fallen right on his neck. His brain took a real physical sensation and, in an instant, wrote it into the dream as the big dramatic finale. It's a perfect example of what scientists now call dream incorporation. And this isn't just some old story either. Modern science has put this to the test in sleep labs. For instance, when researchers put a light pressure cuff on a sleeper's ankle, their dreams changed to match. In a lighter sleep stage, one person dreamed their cat was jumping on their legs, but in deep REM sleep, someone else felt that same pressure as a hug. The brain just takes what it's feeling and gets creative with it. So we know our brain's inner workings, and even the outside world can shape our dreams. But can we flip that script? Can we go from just being along for the ride to actually taking the director's chair? Oh, you bet we can. This is what's known as lucid dreaming. It's that incredible moment inside a dream where a little light bulb goes off and you think, wait a minute, I'm dreaming. For some people, that's as far as it goes. But for others, that awareness is the key that unlocks the whole dream world, letting them fly, create things out of thin air, or even confront a nightmare head-on. And if you think this is some super rare ability, think again. Get this. Scientists estimate that 55% of people, that is more than half of us, have had a lucid dream at least once. It's a totally natural thing, and the best part is, it's actually a skill you can learn. So how do you do it? Well, one of the most popular ways is called reality testing. The whole idea is to get into the habit of questioning reality when you're awake, so you'll eventually do it while you're asleep. So a few times a day, just stop and look really closely at your hands. In dreams, they often look weird, maybe with too many fingers. Or try looking at a clock, looking away, then looking back. In a dream, the time will almost certainly have changed into something nonsensical. It's all about building the habit. But lucid dreaming is really just the beginning of us taking control. Scientists are now creating technology to actively guide what you dream about from the outside. Now stay with me, because this field is called targeted dream incubation, and it is wild. Just look at this study from MIT. Researchers made a device called Dormio that plays a sound cue, like just the word tree, right as someone is drifting off to sleep. And the results were, frankly, staggering. 67%, that's 2 out of 3 people who heard that prompt, reported dreaming about trees. They could literally plant an idea in someone's head. We've talked about what dreams are, why we have them, even how to control them. But please, hold on to your hats, because this next part is straight out of a sci-fi movie. We are at the very beginning of an age where we can actually see them. This has been the holy grail for dream researchers for, well, forever. Forget about someone waking up and giving you a fuzzy report of what they saw. Could we capture the actual visual imagery of a dream right from the brain and play it back on a screen? Amazingly, the answer is yes. Scientists are actually doing it. Here's a simple breakdown of how it works. A person sleeps inside an fMRI scanner, which measures their brain activity. The scientists wake them up over and over again to ask them what they were just dreaming about. Then they feed all that data, the brain scans and the dream reports, to a powerful AI. The AI starts learning to connect specific brain patterns to specific images. After a while, the AI gets so good that it can just look at a new brain scan from a sleeping person and create a rough, video-like reconstruction of what they're dreaming. It's incredible. This quote from Tomoyasu Horikawa, one of the lead researchers, just nails how big of a deal this is. They found a way to take one of the most personal, subjective things a person can experience and make an objective measurement of it. It is a massive, massive leap. So what's the big takeaway from all this? The crucial point is that dreams are not just nightly noise. They are a fundamental biological process, an observable and even hackable part of who we are. They're essential to our cognitive lives, and we are just starting to scratch the surface. Okay, before we wrap up, just a quick and important disclaimer. The information we've talked about today is for general informational purposes only and shouldn't be used on its own to make any life decisions. And I'll leave you with one final question to think about. This technology is still in its very early days, but just imagine a future where we could record and share our dreams perfectly. What would that reveal about us? What secrets about creativity, our fears, our memories, and maybe even the very nature of consciousness itself would we finally unlock? If you found this deep dive into the dreaming mind as fascinating as I did, you should absolutely subscribe to Very Professional. They have so many more discussions just like this one that decode the amazing secrets of our world. Thank you so much for watching.